Hey guys, BoomBox-The-Creator, and today I will be teaching you guys how to make a classic top-down shooter like Griff Patch's Lemanoid series, as well as Shift Click Learn's a top-down shooter series. But ours will be somewhat similar to theirs, but with a few twists, like different enemy AI, enemy animation, different weapon types, and waves, and also loot to collect from the enemies. Because who doesn't like collecting loot to gain points? Because that's a dopamine rush right there. Now, back on topic, let's begin with a green flag when green flag clicked. Show. Click graphic effects and go to 0, 0. Now we're going to create two new variables. You can delete this if you want. X speed for this sprite only, and Y speed for this sprite only. Now let's set these both to 0. Now let's make a new block called movement. Now, put a forever looper on your movement and put it under the green flag. Now, grab your set X speed and set Y speed to by themselves multiplied by 0.9. That should be all handy dandy. And if you see, these variables are set to 0 and the script is running. That's good. Now, grab a change X speed, put a minus, key right, minus key, minus key left arrow press. Same thing for Y speed, but swap it to up and down, so that way you can move up and down and all around. Now let's see how this runs. Now you should see when you hold down your left arrow and right arrow, up arrow and down arrow, the number should smoothly go up to 10 and back down to 0. I'll make the variable bigger so that way you can see it. There you go. Now change X and change Y by X speed and Y speed. Now click green flag and you should see your little guy moving around all smoothly, and friction brings them to a stop smoothly and gradually. Now this going off screen will be a problem, so grab this weird block, if on edge bounce, and oh dear, would you look at that, our scratch cat has flipped across the whole screen like a goofball, and he doesn't look right. Well, that's where point towards mouse pointer comes in. This guy is going to be used in all of our tutorials to help us aim at the enemies. Now, we aren't actually necessarily going to be using Scratch Cat at all, and we can rename the Sprite 1 to Player. And to make things easier for us, we're going to make a little peach guy. A little peach guy with some stick arms and a pew pew. And a little pew pew in his hands. And now he looks right when he's sitting on the screen, because circles are the best. Now he is awfully big, so let's set his size to 50. Now your game doesn't have to look fancy, but yeah. Now that isn't going to be it. We're not done just yet. Make sure to save so you don't lose your progress when you leave. We're going to add a shooting mechanic. So let's make another green flag, and I'll tell you why. Because regardless if we were to put the shooting script inside the move block as well as inside the movement block, like inside the script or inside the forever loop that's running the script, it would make the player move really choppy. I'll set up an example. Alright. So we're gonna put the bind under there, and I'll show you why this doesn't work. See, look, he starts to lag and move like and starts to lag and move like not correctly. So we're going to create a new functionality. Now you don't need a custom block for this, but if you want your code to look organized, I would recommend you do so. When green flag clicked, forever, let's create a new sprite, paint a new sprite, and call it bullets. Make sure to label them as player bullets, because later on in the series we are going to add enemy AI that can shoot at you. Now how cool does that sound? An enemy that can shoot at you and not you shooting at them. They get to fight back. Now, back on topic, we're going to need to make the sprite yellow. You can make the bullet whatever you want. And let me tell you a quick tip. Always make sure the sprite is pointing to the right inside the costume. If that's not the case, then the sprite will look weird. Why do you think I drew the player like that? Because the player needs to be facing the right in order for the point towards mouse pointer to work correctly. Now we're going to set the bullet size to 50, so that way it looks right with the player. Bullet underscore default. When green flag clicked, hide. This creates a clone factory, because if we were to create clones while the sprite is showing, look up here at the top of the screen. It would create a bunch of clones that you wouldn't want. So, when green flag clicked, hide, and now when I start as a clone, show, go to player, point in direction, of player. And now repeat until, for now, touching edge. Move 15 steps, that way the bullet is relatively fast. And now hide and delete this clone. Now let's go back to the player and code in that shooting functionality. If key space pressed, or for the people who like to play differently, or mouse down, wait 0.08 seconds, create a clone of player bullets. Smash that green flag. Now let's see that new script. Oh my goodness. We are shooting bullets in every which way direction. Now, we will fix the layering. You can do that by simply just putting the sprite to the back layer. This will change the order of the scripts when it comes to collision and damage from the bullet to the enemy, but we'll discuss that in episode 2, where we add enemies. It will be the most complex episode because the way we will code the enemy AI will be interesting to say the least. Now, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and that'll be it for today. Bye-bye.